So basically, recording at 8K 60, this is 3 gigs a second that we're wasting while we wait for this.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There it goes. Bye-bye, airplane.
So welcome to
that was a gig right there.
This little talk show. This is my father, Michael Contras, who is, I guess, the father of the grandfather of video blogging. And
why are you the grandfather of the video?
This is what they call whenever anybody's the first at something.
Oh, okay.
The grandfather of a movement.
Okay.
And I got some gray. And technically, I could be a grandfather. I turned 48 this year, right?
Yeah, you could.
I could be a grandfather.
We know you're not, though.
I'm not.
Okay, just checking.
It'd be amazing.
It would be
really, really impressive. I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, I don't know how you did it, Cameron.
Well,
but good luck.
I remember when I told you, just wait till I'm 50. And you did, so.
I did. Should I waited until you were 61? 62? Yeah.
Well, let's see.
And 12. So.
Yeah.
You hadn't turned 62.
I hadn't turned 62 yet.
All right, we're boring then. The reason I wanted to talk to him in this fancy-dancy VR camera was because I've always grown up, as a kid and child of the 80s, I've always grown up thinking of the future. Like, everything seemed to be kind of future-leaning, back to the future. Everything was about what it's going to be like, all this. Did you have that in the 50s? Was there any, because you were not a techno-geek like I was.
No, well, I mean, there wasn't much to be techno-geeky about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
What
year were you born?
I was born in 1950.
1950. Okay.
So I think the first thing that I was amazed by was, it used to be radio was something you plugged in and you turned all the dials and this and that, or you had a radio in your car, which was an option back then. It wasn't even. And I was just fascinated by the fact that you could now carry a radio in your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, and dial in certain radio stations.
What year was this? What were we, late 50s?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, it was late 50s, and the number of transistors that were in the radio determined the quality of the radio. And Zenith had one that had 17 transistors.
Right.
And apparently that meant you could dial in more stations from maybe a little further away.
Huh.
But I also got it taken away from me in school the minute I brought it. So
see, and I got in trouble with my Game Boy in 8th grade French class.
Yeah, but to imagine, I mean, then technology didn't jump in the leaps and bounds that it did. Late 59, early 60, somewhere around in there, the first color program I ever saw was Bonanza. And that was on MSNBC. That was on NBC.
Have you ever seen, like, gone back and watched that footage, and they say it's color, but boy, they're really stretching.
Well, I mean, NBC was probably the first to really.
But it is, if you squint, yeah, I guess it's not black and white, but it is the most faded.
Well,
it's so hard. I got to find it and put it up here because it's not really color.
Well,
it is the.
Not by today's standards, for sure.
It's like somebody screaming a color from the other room, and you're like, I see some green.
I don't know. All I knew is it looked different than the black and white.
Right.
And it depended, too, on the kind of TV.
Yeah. While I was explaining what I think the future is going to be like to Cameron was the first time I realized that a lot of what I'm saying will probably be beyond my years. It's one of the first times it actually occurred to me that the way I see it happening, I don't think will get refined in 50 years. I think it's going to be...
Well, the way you see it happening, what
meaning
do you think?
Glasses that are as common as wearing anything.
Oh, okay.
That are always on. That you just like anybody would wear glasses, where everything is out there for you, where you can easily hit a button and watch this right.
Okay, so now do you see... Let's say a person that has to wear prescription glasses. Do you see them getting a prescription glasses?
That's easy, yeah. I mean, you can do that right now.
With all the technology that you're thinking.
But you can do that right now. You can already do that. Like the lenses in your Quest, you can put...
No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. Okay.
Yeah, the pass-through's most likely going to be low-latency video. That's what it is now. Like these new products that have augmented reality, your eyes are covered, there's cameras, and they're arranged in a way that when you open your eyes and hit the pass-through to look, it looks You know how right now on your original Quest it's black and white.
Right.
Well, on the Quest 2 it's color, and it's getting better and better and better. That's inevitably what I think will have to happen, as opposed to literally seeing through it. And the way Apple's trying to make it, the rumor is that the way Apple's trying to make it less creepy is that they're going to actually have a camera that shows your eyes, and then that's going to be displayed on the screen, so you can actually see people's eyes. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
but it won't be actually their eyes. It'll be an image of their.
But
eyes.
it'll look, and it'll have the depth, and it won't seem as
okay
uncomfortable, like somebody's almost blindfolded. So there's a bunch of ways to do it, but it's not. That's where we're heading. But it's going to take at least 10 years for it to become even something the cool kids have, like an iPhone, right? After that, I think it's going to be a lot of years.
Mine, obviously, there's a weight factor,
Right.
know, but obviously that's going to get, and it has already.
It already has, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much you want to spend at every stage, because you could spend $1,000 a year on a new headset every year.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they get
better
and smaller and faster and better and smaller and faster.
Right. I'll wait till we get to like when I'm 80,
Yeah.
and then take a look at them then.
Oh, I'm gonna get you something before that. Come on, because I keep buying the new stuff, and I keep passing shit down.
Okay.
I assume you got a Quest 2 knocking on your door by the end of this year, because I got to get the third one. So just pass it out. Listen, I'm just excited that you want to do it. And shit, you know what's cool? Over COVID, when we were fishing together,
Right.
I have memories of that summer of your stupid avatar. Like, that's you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, my
Right,
memories
right.
of some of the times when I might never see you again, right? For a while there,
Right.
we didn't know what was going to happen.
No, we didn't.
So I remember fishing with you, and I remember looking over and seeing you and talking to you, and that's kind of how a lot of my memories are of a certain period.
Right.
That's thanks to VR,
Right.
And the next big thing with the VR, as far as what you wear, is they're going to be tracking your mouth and your eyes.
Okay.
So these, when you put the thing on, there's going to be cameras that point in, and then the AI can actually figure out the distortion.
Okay.
And then what the other person's going to see is literally you.
Wow.
Right. Now, the processing power to do that is so outrageous right now.
Yeah, and have it be immediate.
Yeah, it's impossible.
The 3D and the 360 is.
See, I hate the 360 personally, because
Okay.
once I'm comfortable in my chair, I just want to sit in my chair and look around.
Right.
I can't stand thinking
that there's something
that
going
they're
on
back
behind you.
there that I'm gonna miss. And it's funny because there is a massive filmmaker debate about this. And the people that are into 360 are diehard 360, and the people that are into just the 183 are diehard in that. And
I can see the arguments both ways.
as a filmmaker, I need to direct where I want you to look.
Well, that's true.
Straight
Well,
up.
That wouldn't be hard to do even in 360, would it?
It's extremely hard to do. You have to assume the person's either standing or on a swiveled chair. Like, you can't sit in a comfortable chair and watch anything in 360 and have something happen behind you. You miss it. You can't.
Well, you can hear it happening, and then it
And
comes
then what?
around to the front to you.
But I can do that right now.
Well, that's true.
You
That's
know?
true.
And also with this, I can zoom in a little bit and actually have it go past, like 210, 240 degrees.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
I can mess with it a little
Oh, well,
bit.
then, yeah, if you can get that far, then I need.
Yeah, I mean, I understand not wanting to see the black on either side, but if you watch some of my vlogs, I always have the logo on
Right.
the side. But you don't always see those because
Right.
you're looking.
No, you don't.
Yeah, right. But that's what you're missing. And then the other thing is the resolution is going to be 1,000 times better if you have half the coverage. You got to cut your resolution in half when you do 360, and it's incredibly difficult to do 3D.
So
in
all right. I see. I'm seeing two lenses as if they're like two eyes.
Right.
So how do you
Oh,
do
it's a
it?
whole bunch. Two.
So it's not like the old Matrix.
It's like 12, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like $50,000, but but I get it. If you spent $50,000 on a camera, you would be pushing for 360 as well. I just don't think from a filming perspective, like I told you what I want to do with Fastest DeLorean, right?
Right.
I want me and Don, the camera right here, me and Don are sitting here watching Fastest DeLorean. Maybe we should do it right. I always wanted to do it in a movie theater, but I guess it'd probably be a little more iconic to do it at this bar, to think of it,
and have it
right right in this opening of the bar and just have it right up there. That might actually be a cool way to
except that you guys won't actually be seeing it.
Oh, we can put a little laptop. That's
Yeah.
easy. I can put a laptop on that table right there. But the idea is that
and make it look like I see what you're saying.
I'll sit here. The camera people will sit in between us, and they'll listen to us bicker. It's almost like a commentary track,
Right.
but you're watching it with
Right.
But that to me is an awesome way to do filmmaking, because you know that you can focus it the same way I made everybody look over here, and then somebody came up here,
Right.
and you didn't see it coming, and then you turn. That's awesome. But if suddenly there's something's going on in the background, and now I got to get up and turn around, that just isn't that comfortable.
Right. And it's not a natural thing for you to do.
Well, but it also it's another barrier to entry. It's already hard enough to get people in these headsets. Now we're going to say you have to watch it on a computer chair and be able to swivel around. You can't be wired either. It has to be wireless. Well, what about the people that are wired? Or what about people that want to
Right.
plug in? Like, I just think that you should be able to sit in a chair, and 180 is great. You know what I mean? 180 is awesome, because then you feel some sense of freedom as to where you look and what you're doing. But 360, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, I've watched a bunch of 360 content, and it just makes me crazy, because I'm always looking behind me, because I want to see,
Right.
and then I miss something here, and I'm like, well, fuck,
Well, yeah, and I mean, on those rare chance when you get a second in the action or whatever, and you just want to look way back, you're not going to keep your head turned
Right.
around that,
Right. And it becomes like an exercise.
Yeah, I'm starting to see your argument.
Yeah, I want to relax. Some of my this is embarrassing, I guess, but some of my greatest experiences
Be careful here.
yeah, right, with VR 180 3D is sitting in a comfortable chair, and we'll just stop this right here.
Okay.
But that's what's impressive, right?
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh goodness, yeah, I vote for 180. That's my vote. Because I too spent a lot of money on this camera, and want it to work out well. But yeah, I'm definitely putting my money where my mouth is, because I'm doing all these journey vlogs in 3D.
Right.
Now, the nice thing is that now YouTube is allowing you to watch the 3D stuff, and with your finger on your phone, you can zoom around it. It comes up straight. Or if you're watching on your computer with your little mouse, you can look around, but for the most part, you still kind of see what's going on.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. So that way, if you don't have a headset, you're not missing out on any of the content that you would have normally seen.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Because I wondered about that.
Yeah. Oh, hey, the first vlogging documentaries are out now. Volume 1 and Volume 2 on
You've
Amazon.
got 5 of them now.
I do, but the ones that are specifically about vlogging, the journey,
Right.
the first 20 years of the journey are now available on Amazon.
That's right.
And you can go through it a lot quicker than 2,000 videos. Because it's 2 videos instead of 2,000.
So are you exclusively 3D now?
I go back and forth. Because there's just some things that I just can't get this set up and keep it, How many times, most of the journey is my phone, getting something real quick. The kids are doing something.
Right.
This is a setup. That gimbal and the editing afterwards. When you're talking about a 800 gigabyte file, well, fuck. That's some work. That's some processing time.
Yeah.
I do 8 entries a month. I've done 8 entries a month for 24 years. I can't suddenly throw in a 4-day render.
Right.
Just to get it to it. It's that kind of thing. So, but I did buy a new computer. I've got the top of the line video card. So I'm going as fast as you can go. But boy, I wish this didn't have to be in RAW format in order to
Think that'll change down the road?
In a new camera, yeah. But the problem is the processing speed to apply a codec to the video. It's too at 8K 60 frames a second. The camera can't do it. Right, so that's why they do it RAW, because it can just get all the raw information. If you can do 4K at 60 frames a second, and it'll apply a codec that looks all nice and the colors are all good and it looks good, but it's processing that in real time, and then you get the file. They're having me process it now when it's in RAW, but that's just the way it is. Why are you still so interested in technology? How come? I know a lot of people that are just not I mean, they don't even have flat TV.
I guess I just want to stay sharp on it. You know, as you get older, you want to do things that challenge you mentally and make you think and make you. And I've always been intellectually curious, you know. And if there's something that fascinates me, then I'm going to learn as much as I can about it. You know, I mean, I guess at some point I might get tired of thinking about it, but I don't know. I mean, I've got you to keep me thinking about it.
Yeah, right. I definitely keep you thinking about it.
Well, yeah, and that's good. That's healthy for me.
Right.
You know, I see a lot of people in my age group that pretty much just go through life every day. They get up, they don't know what they're going to do that day, this and that. Me, I get up in the morning, and I got a shit ton of stuff to do. You know?
Yeah.
So it's and maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it. You know.
Let it be known, you cursed before I did.
No. See, you stuck a few. Will you go back and look?
I thought I did. Shoot. Okay. I thought
no, I always let you open the door first,
and then you knock a few in. That's fair. That's fair. He's not where I get it from, by the way. It's totally my mother. If you wondered why I talk the way I talk, it is 1,000% because of my mom.
You know what's funny is she never, when she was younger, she didn't.
Really?
No, she was very straight-laced, and you know, anytime somebody said something even a little contrary, you know, she'd and I'm like,
well,
really?
When she was 20, I mean, you're talking about.
Well, you know, 25, 30. You know, when you were first born.
Yeah, she was 21.
Right. Okay. When you were first born, it seemed like everything just changed at that point, and she, you know, cleaned it all up. You know, because she said, "Well, you know, I don't want him talking like this." Blah 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 blah. You know, but it didn't last. It didn't last that long.
You know what's funny is that I've always been pretty good, and Vienna doesn't curse at all.
Right.
I mean,
but there's Cam.
Dude, I keep trying to tell him to read the room, and I keep trying to tell him.
Okay, he doesn't know what that means.
No, but he does, because I say it every day. And what frustrates me, he curses like it's a magic trick, right? He's like, fuck. Like, he just can't wait to say it. Like, he just. And I've caught Vienna, like, being frustrated with something, and she's like, damn it, or whatever. And I'm like, I want to hug her, because I'm like, that's exactly the way you should do that. That was very well done. You know, I'm proud of you. Cameron is just like smiling, like, shit! And he just can't wait. He's so excited. Yeah, I don't get the differences there, but that's why you have two, I guess. I don't know.
Right, and two very different.
Couldn't be more different.
Couldn't be more different.
You know. Well, anyway, it is cool that someone who is in his 70s is into this kind of stuff. Yeah, I just wondered if you ever thought about, you know, life in the 2020s or if this
well, I mean, you know,
like Jetsons shit, right? Like,
well, I mean, I remember watching the Jetsons and saying, you know, we can't be that far away from some of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
it's going to get lighter and the field of view is going to go further.
Right. And I would think the resolution would get better.
The resolution doesn't need to get that much better. I need field of view way more than I need resolution. I need to stop doing this shit. I mean, almost everything's like 100 degrees. I want this. Okay. You know, like the ride that I made. You never see the hoverboard falling. I did all this stuff that happens to the sides, but you're so focused. Well, if you had your peripheral vision, you'd see it and you'd look. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that's the other problem with the idea of, you know, me and Don sitting in the bar and you watching Fastest DeLorean with us. You're going to have to, you know what I mean? And I mean, maybe you just make the file, right, and just go for it and see what happens, right? I think that's probably what the best way to do it is. And then as the technology improves, that file will always be there.
Now, so if you're watching it, is the screen is the movie itself actually curved a little bit?
Yeah, it'll basically be that opening. Now that I'm looking at it, this is the first time I actually thought of it. I was gonna go rent out a movie theater and have us sit there, so you're looking at it on a big screen. But what's occurring to me is that, as it pertains to Fastest DeLorean, there's nothing more iconic than this bar, because the whole movie gets told while we're sitting. I've had people come and visit this bar and want to take a picture at it because they saw it when they were in Italy. You know, they're like, oh my God, I'm at that bar. So somebody's sitting here and we put it up there. Well, I would sit there, Don would sit there, you'd be right here. That'd be kind of cool. That would actually look pretty cool.
Yeah, boy, where do you put that camera?
Right here.
Will that get you both in?
Yeah. Remember, it's completely, just imagine a flat plane. Oh,
Right.
they get us both in
Oh, I see.
perfectly.
Yeah,
you're
I
right
see.
there.
I see what you're saying.
And then you go to look down. I guess we can pour him a little drink. We can, you know.
Oh, no, Don doesn't drink.
Never. We never have. Never will. Yeah, come on, dude. I don't know what he's thinking.